Alright, welcome back. Razmataz87 here. Getting ready for this second race. Something I found out as I went up the difficulty by one. I went up to 84. I found out actually that the first and the second race are the exact same length. So we're just going to leave them the exact same length. So it's 10 laps for both. But that will make the second episode just a tiny bit shorter. No big deal though. Alright, and I've actually already went in here, adjusted my setup. Sorry if you're hearing squeakiness, by the way. That's actually my racing chair. Built my own rig and pulled the chair out of a Volkswagen actually. So, alright, I already adjusted my pit stop. So obviously when I pit, my pressures are going to be correct. Did not change anything with the setup though. The car handled perfectly. Honestly, I couldn't complain at all about it. The car oversteers more than anything, and there's not much you can do to fix that because it's front-wheel drive. But we'll get ready for this second race here. A little loud in my ear. And here we go. Thought I jumped the start there for a second, but I just got an amazing launch. Like I said, it's going to take a lap or two for the car to really come in to where it handles great. Oh man, yeah, they're definitely racing a little harder this time. Oh Lord. Oh man, I'm all over the place right now. Hang on one second. I actually need to take care of something real quick. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. My one of my dogs was scratching at the door and would not stop, so I had to make an adjustment real quick. It sounds like she's still doing it. Oh, I'm getting attacked on the inside. Alright. I really want to get 2 laps in, and then I can really start pushing and hopefully opening a little bit of gap. Oh yeah, man, 84. The second place is on me now. That's good though. I like a challenge, and it's only one guy that's challenging me right now. So, ooh. It's not a legit challenge though until they pass me. So the fact that I'm now pulling away again, I'm probably still gonna have to go up a little bit more. Definitely pushing a little harder than I did the first time because I've already opened up a second and a half, a little over a second and a half now. No clue when I'm allowed to pit. I'm planning on trying to pit halfway. So I'm gonna plan on pitting at like 5 regardless. But it's gonna tell us when we are allowed to actually pit because the pit road's closed for the first couple laps. definitely racing harder though this time, which is why I'm pulling away so much quicker. I was thinking that they was going to be on me a lot more than this. It's pretty obvious I need to still crank it up again. So, like I said, when I get to the point where I'm finishing, you know, second and third every race, that's where I'm going to stop for right now and potentially raise it again when we move on to another league or another series. Which I think y'all are probably laughing at me right now as I was just complaining about how Forza does that. So don't get me wrong, Forza's still a great game. I will be playing Forza 7 when it comes out and posting it on here. Just like Project Cars 2, I'll be doing that one also. Whoa. That was very strange oversteer there. If they won't let you pit until halfway. Still waiting for them to open pit road for us. It's kind of funny that these cars even have to do a mandatory pit stop, because even if I did the full race, 16 laps is not enough. Oh, there it goes. So I will be pitting in the next lap or two. I would imagine there's going to be a bunch of guys on pit road this lap, so I'm just going to avoid it altogether. Entrance, obviously, will be a clean run in for me, but the exit probably will be very dirty. Second place didn't pit, third didn't, but yeah, it looks like a few guys did. I'm just worried about second though. I really don't care what the other guys do. I think I'm going to do this lap and one more and then I'm pitting. Because I do want the tires to have a little heat in them before the end of it. Alright, one more lap. One thing I was going to talk to y'all about is the different cars that I've had in my past. Not a very long list of cars, so it won't take long.
We're looking good for a podium and some championship points.
Oh, my teammate's in P3, that's awesome. And he's in the pit box right now. So my teammate's in the pits right now. First car I ever had that I owned was a Ford Escort SE, a 98 Ford Escort SE. And for those of you that don't know, the SE stands for Station Wagon Edition or something like that. But it's a station wagon. It was a wagon. Actually, my buddies in high school called it the Golden Grocery Getter. That was its nickname. But I ended up putting some pretty awesome speakers in it that I bought from Best Buy in the back, so the trunk did have a purpose eventually at a point. And then after that, I drove my dad's truck for a while. It was a 97 Dodge Dakota. Make this entrance right here. So that was a cool little car. Oh, what else was there? Dodge Dakota. I don't even remember everything. I was really hoping more guys was pitting because now I'm worried that I'm going to be behind someone. Oh, lag. What the heck?
Go, go, go.
But yeah, and then we went to a downgraded big time, a '89 Nissan Maxima, and me and my wife hated that car. That car was a piece of junk. But it was just something to get us by for the time because the Escort ended up getting some. I don't remember how. I don't honestly. I don't know how, but I think it was because I rear-ended a guy in a truck, and it did no damage to either car. The only technical wreck I've ever been in, even though we didn't even write it up to the insurance company, because it literally did no damage to this man's truck, and it put like a little dent in my front bumper. So I was just like, at the time I was 18, 19, 20 years old. I don't even remember, and I was like, nope, we're just gonna say this didn't happen. Go about our day. Whoa. Cold tires, that's what it does to you. But I'm thinking it might have put a small hole in the radiator because eventually the car, it just magically ran hot one day and there was no water in the radiator, even though I checked it fairly regularly because my dad made me. He was on me all the time about that. Every time he came over, check the oil and water in the car, oil and water in the car. So, and it looks like I'm gonna pass all 3 cars right there. Yep, back to the lead. But so we got the Maxima for the time being. That Maxima was junk. Granted, it was 89, but it actually had features in that Maxima that was not in my Escort though. So it was definitely a fully loaded Maxima. So I thought it was. I even joked about it with my wife. I was like, how is it that this car has better options and it's 10 years older than the Escort? But then we went from that till got my first car that I was like, I actually get to pick. It wasn't me settling or anything. And it was a 96 Mustang GT. Catalytic converters removed off of it. So obviously I don't live in a big city or nothing because they would require that to be inspected. Love that car. Drove the wheels off of it to the point that nothing in the car worked except for the speedometer and the RPM gauge, the odometer. Nothing worked. I don't even know what the final mileage, which I still own the car. It's still in my driveway. But I don't even know what the mileage on that car is because the odometer is completely broken on it. So there's no gas gauge in it. So there's so much play in the wheel, even though you can grab the steering wheel and the wheels won't move at all, and yet there's so much play in the steering wheel. So I drove the wheels off of that car. I definitely got my money out of it. And then it got to the point where me and my wife actually started making some decent money. So we went out and bought her a Nissan Pathfinder, and she loved that car. Sad thing is, as soon as we got it paid off, we got rid of it, which was actually last year that we got rid of it. And we bought 2 cars within a week of each other. The first one was for me because one of the front control arms on the Mustang broke, and I was just finally like, you know what, it's time for me to get a new car. I've had that Mustang for so long, drove the wheels off of it. I mean, it's a 20-year-old car now. Only got 1 lap left, so I gotta hurry up. But it's a 20-year-old car, so I finally went out and bought me a Hyundai Veloster Turbo, and I love that car to death. As my current car right now, I've only had it for a little over a year now, so I will never get rid of that car unless something happens to it or upgrade to another Mustang, a new Mustang. And then my wife, we traded her SUV in, the Pathfinder, and got her a Dodge Dart GT, and it even has the sport exhaust package on it. So I'm extremely jealous of it right now because I was telling her how I want to get a new exhaust on my car and a few other little things here and there just to make it a little louder. I also want to remove the cap off the turbo. That way you can actually hear the turbo a little louder. There's little things I want to do to the car, but very jealous of her car because when she pulls into the driveway, I can hear her with that sport exhaust, and my car is really quiet. I mean, at the end of the day, my car is quiet as can be, which is how it was designed to be, of course. No fault in the car or anything, but yeah, it's been a short life for me in cars, but that's it. And I actually have a 66 Ford Falcon Sport Coupe also. Not in my name yet, but my dad, we've been working on the car forever, and it's clearly mine. It's another victory for us. Back-to-back wins. Obviously, we gotta up the difficulty again, but yeah, that's on the short list. That's it. Wow, that race is a lot shorter. Huh. That was only about 16 minutes altogether for the video. 13, well, almost 14 altogether for the video, or for the race. But anywho, I will definitely be back later for round 2 of the Renault Clio Cup. Let's actually... Nope, we're going to save the suspense. Never mind. I was going to see what the next race was, but no, we're going to save it. So, actually what we can do is hit this because it's going to show us the points. So this is the points from the race, if I'm not mistaken. My teammate finished 8th. That's a little disappointing. This is for the weekend. Of course, I won both races. I got bonus points for both, and I have the fastest qualifying lap. Look at that, 18 flat. That's great. So, top 3 was exactly the same. I wonder what the top 3 in the points is going to be. And there's your point standings now. My teammate is 10th, sadly. But me with my 2 wins, 68 points at the top, above Hoagie. I'm assuming that's how you say his name. I'm not really sure. Hoagie Carmichael. Haugie, maybe? I don't know. We're going to call him Hoagie. I'm American. Give me a break. Andy Tran. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Yannick Vob. There's probably some kind of crazy pronunciation of that. I don't know. But that's the driver standings. And then the points. We are killing it in the points. So, good Lord. Even though he's 10th and I'm 1st. Whew. That's good news. Alright. Well, that's it for this episode, guys. Catch me next time. I will definitely have round 2 coming out as soon as possible. Y'all take care.